A very good morning, guys, and welcome to a new daily market outlook. So starting off with the dollar index, the dollar index is now inside that daily area of demand from yesterday's video. 102.600 or 102.500 approximately has now been hit, moving in towards the 4-hour. Logically, of course, in yesterday's video, we were mentioning, okay, can we see a potential pullback in towards the upside after this break of structure? Yes, we can if we break this high. Did we break that high? No. So what happened? Supply held and pushed price down in towards that daily area of demand. So now that we've seen pretty much a big impulse in towards the downside, what are we waiting for? Well, we're waiting for a pullback to occur on the dollar index. Looking over here on the 4-hour time frame, by the way, you can very clearly see that this sell for the buy, which was still fresh, is the area of demand that is now pushing price back up higher. So what I'm waiting for on the dollar is a potential for a further increase in towards the highs. However, that real further upside increasement of price or increase of price and the bullish intentions of the overall on the dollar index, I'm far more confident that will be coming back once we break this high over here. So this is now currently your fractal high. Why is this a fractal high? Well, it broke this fractal low. So if we can break above there, then I'll be confident that the daily is ready to continue its trend in towards the highs. And that would also mean that we see a 4-hour swing structure shift, because if we go in towards the 4-hour, that is of course your 4-hour swing high. So then the 4-hour would be bullish, the daily fractal structure would be bullish, and the daily swing structure would also be bullish. So everything would then be ready to start pointing the dollar index further in towards the upside, meaning that euro dollar and the other dollar pairs would be ready to fall. So now moving on in towards euro dollar, because I think, based on the dollar index, we can't of course do too much, but based now on euro dollar, we can clearly see we're inside that daily area of supply. So we're now looking for price to fall in towards the downside. However, keep in mind, as long as the overall demand flow holds, we are still moving up higher. So for that confirmation, for that drop, because of course we've been mentioning a potential drop for quite a few, I think like 2 weeks now. But for that drop to really occur, we need to see confirmation, right? So we need to see this low break over here, which is your daily fractal low. Once that low goes, then that means that this sell for the buy, which we had over here, which held, then we had this sell for the buy over here, which potentially is now going to hold or not. So if the overall order flow, so that overall demand chain, every single time, right? So demand. Once that demand chain fills, that is when you expect that drop to come, because then you expect that buy for the sell to hold as your supply zone. So this potential buy over here before the sell or before the potential sell, that is then going to be your supply zone from where you want to short your dollar in towards the downside. So still some further development required for some real high probability shorts over here on euro dollar, but we can already see slowdown from these areas of supply on the daily time frame, with of course the daily being swing bearish. We are definitely looking for shorts very, very soon, but yeah, we need development for that, right? So at the moment we can very clearly see that this is your 4-hour break of structure line, so 4-hour BOS, this is your swing low, this is your swing high. So what is now going to indicate that euro dollar is ready to fall in towards the downside? Because guys, at the moment we've had a BOS over here, we've tapped in towards daily higher time frame or in towards higher time frame supply, which are the black lines. So now after a 4-hour BOS, we can expect a pullback in towards the downside as we have reached a higher time frame area of supply. So we're inside premium, right inside the blue zone, so it's good for sales. We're inside daily supply. We have had a 4-hour break of structure. So after a break of structure, what do you expect? You expect a pullback in towards the downside. When is that pullback going to come? It comes when we see a break in the fractal structure or in the internal structure. So at the moment, this is your fractal low. Once that low goes, then I will be looking for that shorts in towards the downside. So that is the game plan for today. If we see that, then we look for shorts. For today, no longs until we really reach kind of like this area of price over here. But then again, it's a very risky long as the overall daily swing structure is still bearish. So that is that for euro dollar. But of course, you can look for opportunities because the demand flow should hold. And once the demand flow breaks and doesn't hold, then of course we expect for the downside. So that's euro dollar for you. Then Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar over here has finally tapped in towards that higher time frame daily area of supply. Straight away you see a strong reaction. So yeah, what I'm now waiting for, of course, is for the downside from Aussie dollar. So going in towards the 4 hour, what do we need to see? Well, we've already seen what we need to see over here. So what you can see is, again, exact same as what we're looking for on euro dollar, fractal low break. So this over here, this black line of 0.66323, that is your fractal low. So we saw the 4 hour BOS, exactly like I just explained on euro dollar, came in towards higher time frame supply, the blue zone. So now what I'm waiting for is, with price coming in towards there, is an overall structural shift. So now we've seen a break of this low, and now what I'm just waiting for is a pullback in towards supply, in towards the buy before the sell. Of course, we need that 4 hour candle close still below the black line. And then what I'll be looking for is that pullback and then a further shorting opportunity over here on Aussie dollar from daily supply, which is in line with 4 hour structure and supply. So on the 4 hour, of course, we saw the BOS over here, the 4 hour break of structure. So we've seen a big impulse still in towards the highs after that 4 hour BOS. So we can say to a certain extent that we're overextended. So now we're looking for that shorting opportunity with the overall 4 hour channel over here being pretty much matured in towards the highs. So now let's see if we can get that short today on Aussie dollar. Then moving on in towards pound dollar. So pound dollar over here just continued moving in towards the highs. No fractal structure break yesterday, so no shorting opportunities. So now if we just shift the 4 hour fractal structure, this is now your 4 hour fractal low, same as on euro dollar. Wait for that low to go and then further upside. And again, guys, you can see as long as the overall sell before the buys keep on holding, you can just keep on longing in towards the highs. Of course, once you've had a 4 hour BOS, it does get riskier because you're kind of buying after a break of structure, whilst after a break of structure, you expect a pullback, especially when you're kind of like in high time frame supply, you don't want to be shorting or longing, excuse me. So now going in towards the daily time frame. So where are we on the daily? Daily is found resistance at around 1.27. So 1.27 is pretty much, of course, a key level, whatever you want to call it, where we have had some interactions in the past for support and resistance. So what I'm now looking at supply-wise, again, you could classify this as the entire, of course, buy before the sell-off in towards the downside, but not very clear as GU more often is. So at the moment, what I'm just waiting for is to see, okay, is the 4 hour going to provide us with what we need to look for that potential short? So just wait for this low to go over here at 1.26732 and then look for those potential shorts. If we do not break that low, then GU could just head up higher. So just keep that in mind. And again, going in towards the daily, that means that we could even move up higher all the way in towards here at around 1.29. as we do have a nice fresh area of supply located there with obvious liquidation above these kind of like this trendline highs. So that's GU. If we do move up higher, this is the highest probability short because this is also the most extreme point overall of the overall swing range on the daily time frame. So then you have kind of like the highest probability shorts because then you could of course just short over here and then place your stop loss above the highs and then sell off in towards the downside. So that's GU. Moving on in towards NZDUSD. So NZDUSD has also reached that area of supply, and again you can see a pretty steep reaction. Now going in towards the 4 hour, again, by the way, on the daily time frame we've seen a daily BOS. So now of course what do you expect after daily BOS and tap in towards supply? You expect a pullback. So now going in towards the 4 hour time frame over here, you guys know after that 4 hour BOS yesterday we were looking for potential short. Did we get that short? No. Why? Because fractal structure was respected and this demand zone was respected as well. So if you then go in towards the 15-minute, because again guys, this was the 4 hour fractal low, watch yesterday's video. Overall you can see the sell before the buy holding, sell before the buy holding, moving up from those sell before the buys. Now going in towards the 15-minute, I was looking for potential short, of course, if we were to break below this 4 hour fractal low. And this is why we need the 4 hour fractal confirmation, because of course we have a 1, a 2, a 3. Then you sell off in towards the downside, get that 15-minute BOS, you pull back in towards here, in towards this supply zone. You do drop slightly, but then you just skyrocket in towards the highs. So then you may ask, okay, well, why didn't price follow through? Why didn't my 15-minute trade play out? Well, if you then go in towards the 4 hour, you'll simply see that you were selling in towards the sell for the buy on the 4 hour, and the 4 hour is always the stronger time frame. So what you'll see over here is again sell before the buy, boom, price taps in, moves back out. Then again over here, sell before the buy, boom, what happens? Taps in, taps back out. So always use that higher time frame confirmation. Don't just trade bits of the 15, because otherwise you'll be selling in towards higher time frame demand zones and in towards higher time frame order flow. So that's how you can use that to your advantage. Hence why I was waiting for that 4-hour sell for the buy to get taken out. Then the shorts would have been valid. So now what we're waiting for is pretty much this 4-hour fractal low to go. Then we could look for potential further downside short, but NZDUSD not looking all too favorable. Moving on in towards gold. So gold is showing what is it, bullish vibes. I've been speaking about, of course, new all-time high on gold, which I do definitely expect. We didn't see any pullback, of course, in towards the zone that I mentioned yesterday. No problem. Moving up higher now. So at the moment, this is again your 4-hour fractal low, this over here of this bullish candle, because it took out this high. So what you're ultimately seeing is push up, pull back, push up, push in towards this kind of like demand zone. Now, if you go in towards the 15-minute over here, what you'll then see is that that 15-minute is consolidation / range. So over here, you kind of have like your sell before the buy. That's why we're now currently reacting. However, of course, like it can move up higher from here. But for me, this is not kind of like favorable or where I want to be longing after like such a big move in towards the highs. So of course, I would more favorably want to see a pullback in towards here, in towards this range, in towards this sell for the buy, as you'll make a far deeper pullback, and the long will be far more high probability. But of course, you can look for longs from here, but it's just a little bit not for my risk appetite. Now going in towards the daily, definitely if we pull back in towards here, I'll definitely be buying. Otherwise, just look for kind of like new structure to form, new sell for the buys to form higher up, and then look for those longs in towards the highs, because I definitely do still see gold making a new all-time high in the next couple of days / weeks. So yeah guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic day. Shared again profitable signals yesterday in the group, people making money. A beautiful short on AUDJPY. Also took a short on GJ. Sadly, that one hit stop loss after just tagging us out over here at around 855 with stop loss at 800. Then of course, sold off in towards the downside. Is what it is. But yeah, new signals coming up, so make sure to join the Discord and speak very, very soon. Thanks guys.